Every minute, a man will commit suicide. That's every 60 seconds in a day. One man would take his own life. Studies have come out saying that 60% of all men that take their own life would never have seen a psychologist or never have reached out and spoken about their mental illnesses. These are because men feel like they're invisible, that their mental health is invisible to the wider society. In this video, we're going to talk about why men will feel invisible and why we don't talk about mental illnesses and why we feel like our mental illness is invisible. Now, it's July. Well, it's July the 1st for me, 2024. Whenever you're watching this video, it could be some other date. But yesterday was June the 30th. Now, what June is Men's Mental Health Month. You might not have known that. I only found out a couple of weeks before it was over. And that's sad because it's around the Western world, or just around the world in general, that no one talks about Men's Mental Health Month. It could be due to other important movements that happened throughout the month, especially Pride Month, that people's sexualities, how they express themselves, is more important than mental health, men's mental health, on how we view the world, and suicide and anger, abuse, drug addiction on men. No, that doesn't matter at all. We have to think about the LGBTQ and how they feel, and put men's thoughts and feelings aside and behind. In my office during Pride Month, we set up the flags, celebrated it, and we even did inclusive training about how we can service the LGBTQ clients that we have. I said to my manager, "Hey, did you know it's Men's Mental Health Month?" And she said, "Yes, what about it?" I said, "Do you think it would be good that maybe we can send an email out to the male staff saying, hey, it is Mental Health Month. If you need to talk, come reach out." She said, no, because LGBTQ Pride Month takes more onus. And I said, well, that's stupid because men make a big part of the LGBTQ and they commit suicide at high rates as well. Next thing you know, I was dragged into office. I was shut down. I was yelled at, being called homophobic, transphobic, and sexist. Even bringing up the fact that it is Men's Mental Health Month. After leaving the office, as someone that suffers from mental illness and has struggles with mental health, I felt belittled, lost, and I felt like I could never reach out. Now, before we move on, if you do like this content and you want to hear more, please like, share, and subscribe. I love doing these videos. I love talking about mental health, and especially men's mental health. It's my passion. I'm doing psychology. Hopefully I can become a psychologist in the future. But let's get on. Not only that Pride Month takes first place during June, but there's other things that are more important than men's mental health, such as feminism. Now, I don't want my channel to be all about how bad feminism. We're not a right-wing conservative channel, but I don't want to drag feminists down. But I believe that feminism has done very good for females in the world. But when looking at modern day feminism, it has become so toxic towards men. See online that all men should die, being compared to animals like ticks and bears, is disheartening, saying that I am less and less important compared to an animal. When on university campuses, whenever mental health brought up, we always get told, well, you need feminism. Feminism cares about everyone. But I never have once seen a feminist talk about men's mental health. It's always been shut down. Well, we don't need females to talk about men's mental health. We need men. Females can be allies, just like how we be told that men need to be allies to women, and we need to shut up and let women talk for their own. They need to do the same thing. They say that 58% of women do not like it when men or their partner show emotions or talk about their mental health. They say that they view their partner or men as weak and less likely to pursue relationships and become less sexually attracted to that male. Women state that they want a leader, and to them a leader is someone that is a rock that does not show emotions, and someone that's tough and spends their money and looks after them. This is why a lot of husbands become drunk, abusive, or one day they might commit suicide, and their women in their lives will come out, "Oh, I do not know why he did that." This is why 60% of men worldwide will not reach out and speak about the problems. Us men have many reasons. Well, I want to just talk about 8 reasons why we might not talk about our problems. Number 1, expression of emotions by men is not accepted easily. Men feel lonely when they experience symptoms of mental health. Men with illnesses will struggle differently compared to the other population. Men will be less likely to receive advice, help from their friends or family regarding their mental health. Men feel more obligated to continue commitments even when they do not want to. Men are unwilling to reach out for professional help. Men are less likely to be understood and receive help they require. When they do end up reaching out, it's not good advice. Males having mental health is viewed as dangerous. Now, I want to go more into detail what they mean by that. So number 1, expression of emotions by men is not easily accepted. Men are not used to talking about feelings and the reasons behind how they feel. Right from the time when they're young, boys are asked to man up, take the blow like a guy, not cry like a girl. While these may be a bit subtle, not spoken out, most men will feel that they are uncomfortable with displaying emotions because both adults and their peers have been showed discouragement. What this means, men are not taught to show emotions. We are told to push them down as far as we can. Men feel lonely when experiencing symptoms. An overwhelmingly 80% of males report feeling lonely when they experience emotions on the spectrum of sadness, loss, fear, disappointment, stress, embarrassment, shame, and doubt. Males want to reach out, however, there is a lack of sources where they feel they will not be judged. Social cultural context has put men at a hot seat when he is already under this pressure. We have no or lack of places like psychologists that are male dominated. It's a female dominated area. Men with mental illness will struggle more compared to any other group. When looking at the other groups, like women or the LGBTQ+, women take the focus of depression and suicide, even though men commit suicide at a higher rate. And since the LGBTQ is classed as a minority, they are viewed as more important. But even within the LGBTQ+, if you're a man, your mental health is not taken as more important as someone as trans or non-binary because you're a male. 4. Men are less likely to receive advice, such help from their friends or family regarding their mental health. The people that watch this, how many of you can reach out to the people on your contact list on your phone? I bet if you're a woman, if you're watching this, you can probably talk to majority of the people you can. But as a man, like myself, I cannot reach out to 99% of the people. And if I do reach out to my friends, they are in the same boat as me. We don't know how to express our emotions. We don't know what to do. So we're more likely to give our friends bad advice. Men feel more obligated to continue our commitments even when we do not want to. Men taking breaks from their routine activities that is as education or income generation is viewed as and more negatively both by themselves as well as the family and the world around them. Peers and society at large. This makes them twice as likely to go ahead without opening up about facing the challenges they are simply in the ahead of them. Several surveys show that even apparent physical disabilities and illnesses have been cause of marginalizations, exclusions, and ridicule for men. Invisible mental health suggests a long road ahead of them. Many men prefer self-harm before reaching out about than giving up on the task ahead of them. We don't know when to quit because the world around us tells us not to. We are told to be the breadwinners of the family, and if we don't, we are not men. We have to go up and go to job. I had heart surgery not too long ago. I took 2 days off of work because I was forced to, and I had to get back to it because I was told that I need to get out there and start making the money. I had 2 days rest, and that should be enough. Men are unwilling to reach out for professional help. Social stigma, the lack of economic means. Yes, to see a psychologist in Sydney alone is $150 for 40 minutes. The unwillingness to drop out from work. I don't want to take an hour of work and lose that money to go talk to someone. Take breaks and poor past experience all weigh on men about not reaching out. Some men, especially in countries with higher gender bias towards men, have reported the lack of male representation has been a big reason why they haven't spoken out to see a counsellor or a psychologist. Men are less likely to be understood and receive the help they require when they do end up reaching out. Therapy and counselling services have also shown a constant record of underplaying men's feeling of loneliness, despair, disappointment, sadness, numbness, doubt, powerlessness, while focusing more on the feelings of aggression or hostility. Apart from this, advice given to them from close quarters also ends up being counterproductive, as it comes from culturally and socially ingrained belief systems. For example, do not worry. We will move past this phase so that you can be the pillar of support you have always been. You'll be fine. You have always been a responsible person, and someone to lean on you. Think about your kids and your partner and your family. Males having mental health issues are viewed as dangerous. Men who have depression are popularly portrayed as lone wolves in movies and society who will take reckless decisions like having extramarital affairs or engaging in substance abuse. Men with history of trauma are portrayed as scheming, revengeful, and high levels of aggression. Boys with learning difficulties or attention disorders are shown as difficult kids who oppose the system. Take Bart Simpson, for example. While females are viewed as someone that needs to be saved, and people can understand them more for when women act out if they have mental health issues. While male symptoms tend to vary, it is typical to look at them as more difficult, rebellious, aggressive, and reckless. The impact of this vision affects judgment of people towards men with mental health disorders. This can be seen in the justice system, where men who suffer from mental health are more likely to be shot by police, receive harsher crimes, who express their feelings violently because we don't know how to express them normally. We as a society know society has failed men over and over again. We need to put men back into mental health. Our feelings and mental health are not invisible. We are not invisible, and it is time that we start be taken more seriously and raise our voices. By the time I have created this video, or you have watched how much of it, around 10 or 20 minutes, that is the amount of men that have taken their lives by the time I read out my script. Remember, every minute a man will take their lives. That is a brother, a father, a cousin, a husband, a friend, a colleague. They have felt invisible all their lives, and they felt that is the only option for them to not be invisible no more. Now that comes to the end of my video, And please, if you feel like I deserved a like for what I did and a comment and a subscribe, I really appreciate it. And God bless you. And please reach out if you need to. This is a safe community that I'm hoping growing in the future. God bless.